Hello, and welcome to Animal Chiropractic Clinic Chatter, a podcast where Dr. O from All Creatures Every Spine interviews doctors and animal owners that utilize animal chiropractic to get their unique perspectives. Yes, it's really a thing. Dr. O utilizes his 30 years of experience as both an animal chiropractor and veterinarian, and to dig deep into the discussion of complex issues affecting the lives of your animal friends and companions. Join us for this educational episode. Thanks for joining us for this portion of the episode as Dr. O begins to answer the question, what is animal chiropractic? He will look at how the chiropractic adjustment is a valuable and viable treatment for what ails your animals.
What is animal chiropractic? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Animal Chiropractic Clinic Chatter. This is Dr. O, and today we're going to explore a topic that surprises a lot of people: livestock and chiropractic. Yes, it's a thing. When people think about animal chiropractic, they usually picture dogs, cats, or horses. But what if I told you that chiropractic care can also make a big difference in the health, comfort, and productivity of livestock? Livestock chiropractic focuses on restoring proper movement and function to the spine and joints of animals like cattle, pigs, sheep, and even goats. These animals may not compete in athletic events like horses, but their bodies still endure a lot of physical stress. Think about it. A dairy cow that's constantly standing, walking on uneven ground, or being milked multiple times a day places a tremendous amount of strain on its musculoskeletal system. Over time, that stress can lead to joint restrictions, stiffness, or discomfort that affects not just movement, but also productivity. A well-aligned animal moves easier, eats better, and functions at a higher level. When we restore alignment, we improve nerve communication throughout the body. And that can mean better milk production, healthier digestion, and even improved breeding performance. So how does it really help? Let's take dairy cows, for example. Many farmers who integrate chiropractic care into their herd management have noticed that their cows stand up more easily, show fewer signs of lameness, and even appear calmer during milking. For beef cattle, chiropractic adjustments can help maintain mobility, especially during times of growth or after injuries. When the nervous system functions without interference, animals handle stress better, their immune systems perform more efficiently, and their overall vitality improves. And it doesn't stop there. Pigs and sheep can also benefit. Chiropractic can help with balance, gait irregularities, or joint discomfort that often go unnoticed until they become big problems. It's a proactive way to support both animal welfare and farm productivity. Now, it's important to remember that chiropractic doesn't replace veterinary care. Instead, it complements it beautifully. Veterinarians and animal chiropractors working together can identify structural or neurological issues early and provide well-rounded care for the herd. Farmers often tell me they see their animals become more relaxed, responsive, and easier to handle after adjustments. That's because a body free of joint restriction and nerve interference simply functions better, whether it belongs to a horse, a cow, or a pig. So yes, livestock chiropractic is absolutely a thing. and it's making a quiet but powerful impact in barns, dairies, and farms across the country. It's all about helping animals feel and function their best naturally. If you've never considered chiropractic care for your livestock, maybe it's time to take a closer look. Healthy animals are happy animals, and happy animals make for thriving farms. And always remember, the body heals one way only: above, down, inside, and out. So keep those atlas adjusted.
Make sure to visit our website, allcreatureseveryspine.com, where you can subscribe to the show and learn more about getting your animals adjusted. If you are in the Meridian, Texas area, drop in on a Tuesday afternoon to get your animals adjusted. If that isn't possible, schedule a consultation on your animal's health with Dr. O. You can also purchase a copy of Dr. O's book, Yes, It's Really a Thing.
What is going on, everyone? My name is Stan Smith. I'm the CEO of X-Dog and the inventor of the X-Dog Weight and Fitness Vest. What is the X-Dog Weight and Fitness Vest? In a nutshell, it is the world's greatest harness for dogs. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're looking to build muscle, combat obesity, address anxiety issues, high energy, you want to suppress that energy level. If you just want to take the average walk and turning into a health improving workout, we made it so convenient to exercise your dog that you literally only need about 30 seconds a day. It doesn't matter if you're doing basic obedience training or compete at high level dog sports or in protection sports. The X-Dog Weight and Fitness Vest can enhance it and take any type of daily lifestyle to the next level. If you want to be part of our mission of eliminating canine obesity or just being a part of our team, make sure you go to teamxdog.com. As always, man, I want to thank you for your time and your support, and Team X-Dog strong.
Your active dog needs more than water to rehydrate. Replenish Dog Water Supplement is an all-natural powdered water flavoring, prevents dehydration and provides vitamins for your dog. Created by a veterinarian and rooted in science. Give your dog the care they deserve with Replenish.
Standard Process is a third-generation family-owned company in rural Wisconsin. You could say we just make nutritional supplements, but we know we're changing lives. We grow ingredients on our own certified organic farm without pesticides or herbicides, because we think they should be as close to nature as possible. Quality is our priority. That's why we do everything right here, from hand-picking the seeds to delivery, so you know exactly what goes into every bottle.
Join us as Dr. O interviews a certified chiropractor, veterinarian, or an animal owner. These enthusiastic people explain how they utilize animal chiropractic to alter the lives of the animals in their communities.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Animal Chiropractic Clinic Chatter. I'm your host, Dr. O. Today, we're here with Dr. Alicia. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your practice.
Well, I practice in Northeast Wyoming, and I have a large animal ambulatory practice, veterinary practice, and then also chiropractic.
All right. What's your biggest win with animal chiropractic?
There's so many. Like individual wise, my daughter probably doesn't think it's very big win, but one of the show lambs from a client that I worked on all summer ended up sucking in the heavyweight class and beat her. So I'm sure she wasn't very happy about that when they came up and were like, "Thank you so much." I was like, "Oh, maybe be quiet, but you're welcome."
Did your daughter get her lamb adjusted?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we'll see, maybe, it wouldn't have even been as close if you hadn't adjusted her lambs.
Right. Well, I looked at it that the top 3 were adjusted by me, so.
The top three. There we go.
There we go.
Pretty dang good, I would say. Yeah. So what's the most surprising thing about animal chiropractic?
Oh, just that there's becoming more and more people around here that are really getting into it, especially in the show animal side. So, and there's quite a bit more like working dogs, agility dogs, and the herding trial dogs. So that's been fun.
Yeah. Good. So, yeah. So what's it done for your family?
Well, aside from I can adjust all of their animals, they like that. But no, there's just, when I go do chiropractic, then there's days where it's just an easier day. It's just a nicer day. Some of my days are long because I do travel quite a ways. Since I do the livestock, then there aren't very many that will even do the dogs. There's a couple around here that do just horses, and they won't do the dogs. So then some days I end up making a huge loop. So
yeah,
but it's still an easier day.
Yeah, I used to do that, and we used to do. In fact, there were times where I would stay gone one night.
Mm-hmm. I've done that before.
My loop got so big that it was just like, well, I can only get, so I could drive home and then end up, or I could just, yeah.
Right.
And so then you had like 2 days that were long.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the week you were like, well, you want to go fishing?
Right.
You want me to go to a livestock show with you? You know? And,
yeah. Yeah. No, that's been nice because when I'm ready to go, when they have a show, we just leave, and I usually work there. Everybody knows we usually travel with the majority of my clients anyway, so we'll get up there and I just go around the barn adjusting things. Sometimes for people I don't even know, but they pay me in cash, so I'm like, whatever.
Yeah. So we have a student that's in Iowa, and she does people and horses and cattle and pigs. And her surprising thing is that she does more cattle and pigs right now.
Yeah, I bet.
And she actually has quit doing people like almost 100%. And when she goes to a barrel race, she decides before she goes to the barrel race if she's going to adjust or not. And there's times where somebody will say, hey, can you adjust my horse? And she'll be like, well, let me see if I have my bail.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll, man, the hired hand took it out to clean the bail, got to put the bail back in. So I can't, or somebody will be like, hey, can you adjust me? And they're like, and she's like, oh man, I forgot to put the table in. So just a hint, you have to leave the bail at home.
I've had them bring me mallets before so I could do their steer though. I was like, oh, I didn't have my mallets with me. They're like, what do you need? And they ran to Home Depot. So I was like, okay, well.
Yeah. And, we should tell people we only use mallets on cattle because they have interlocking vertebrae. And it actually hurts your hands to adjust.
Right.
Like you would a horse. I mean, I would never use mallets on a horse, but
no.
But if you sat up on a cow and tried to do that, you would hurt your wrist after a period of time. Yeah, it's like, we'll just. Yeah. But and then sometimes it's not safe. Like we're gonna do some bucking bulls, and yeah, getting into their lower cervicals, they're not gonna just go, oh, right here.
Yeah, no, they don't. They're usually got their eye on you with that horn hooked your direction, because I've done those before.
Yeah, yeah, it's like, no. But when you get them adjusted, man, they immediately, start to move again. And
Yeah.
we know animals, we know dogs that jump for a living get whiplash.
Mm-hmm.
And we know horses that jump for a living get whiplash. So it just makes sense that bulls that jump for a living get whiplash. So,
Yeah.
So, so what do you wish all the people in your community knew about animal chiropractic?
Just that, you don't fix what's been going on for the last 6 months just in one adjustment. You have to work on them continually. I don't usually do a full adjust absolutely everything the first time, because I don't want them to feel punky and have them say, oh no, I didn't like that, it made my dog feel bad. But
yeah,
so I usually, if I think they're a real mess, I tell them I really need to see them again in a week, and I will probably do a lot more in a week.
Yep. Yeah, cool. Because it took the body 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
6 months to get there, and
Yeah.
we're not clear it out. I usually tell people a half a day for every day that it's been there.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Yep.
And that's pretty close, except for, I had one, people came in and they were like, oh, it just happened. It happened like maybe a week ago at the most. And so we were getting a little bit better, but we weren't getting that, and then they said, we've been thinking. And 3 years ago, he felt, it's a dachshund, right? He fell off a golf cart doing 35 mile an hour. Do you think that could have been when this started?
Right.
But he seemed to bounce back and seemed to be doing okay, but he had compensated for the interferences in his nervous system.
Yeah.
And now he couldn't anymore. And that's a huge thing that we sometimes, and even as veterinarians, we sometimes forget.
Mm-hmm.
But when I see a blood work, that says, hey, like I had looked at a dog today, and he had they brought the blood work from the veterinarian, and they said, yeah, they're worried about this and this, and the BUN was twice normal. And I was like, well, did they say anything about the kidneys? And they were like, well, yeah, they said those might be affected too. And I'm like, wait a minute. Because for that blood work to be that high, I know 75% of your dog's kidneys aren't working correctly. I'm thinking that may be the biggest issue that we're dealing with right now. Just my opinion that, maybe the slight elevated in white count, might not be the biggest problem. And we had a couple other things going. Well, the eyes were a little cloudy, and and the atlas was like at a 45-degree angle almost. So, we adjusted that, and we adjusted the dog's spine, adjusted the atlas. And then, like you said, we didn't do very much else. And then we were talking, and the dog laid down, and she said, that's the first time he's laid down in like a week. And I'm like, maybe. That happened first. I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway, sometimes it's difficult. Other veterinarians in your area, do they refer to you, or?
Some do. My competition across town, I don't know if they realize I do chiropractic, but they have referred a few of my clients to a chiropractor. So, not sure if they realize that it's me, but
That's okay.
that works. Yeah. But yeah, so there's a few that will. They're like, you know what? Why don't you see if you can't get a chiropractor to look at them? Otherwise, like, I just looked at a horse the other day I picked up a new client that is a farrier, and I've given him some business referrals. And so he told this guy to call me, and he'd been to some of the referral equine centers in Sturgis, and the horse is lame, and they took x-rays and they don't know what's wrong. And so his farrier said to call me since I do chiropractic. And so I show up, and they said they can't find anything wrong with him, but he's grade 5 out of 6 lame. And I get to looking at him and manipulating the leg, and I bet he broke his pelvis, and we just need some time. So I just adjusted COC1 and then said he needs time. But they had taken x-rays from the stifle down, and we didn't see anything. Well, okay. But something's not right.
Yeah, the top's not right. And,
Yeah.
and we see that all the time, you know, and the thing that in dogs, at least, we even get dog spines, you know, x-rays.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and they took x-rays. I'm like, great. Can you get me a copy? Oh, they said there's nothing wrong. And I'm like, yeah, okay. That means from a veterinary standpoint, there's nothing wrong. Mm-hmm. And you know, and they'll send me the copy of the x-ray, and I go, oh, crap. And they go, what do you mean, oh, crap? And I go, oh, no, it's not. It's not bad, but it's like it's an obvious chiropractic issue. And so we're going to adjust there, and then we do, and they're like, well, how come everybody doesn't know that?
Yeah. You know, and then number of times I've gotten sets of spine x-rays that don't have COC1 in the view. I was like, do we happen to have the rest of it? And they're like, oh, that's it. Good.
Yeah, I've got a dog right now that's going to go for x-rays, and there's 3 different sets of pelvis x-rays taken 3 different visits within like a couple months apart, you know, and because the dog's getting worse, they put him on drugs and he got worse, and then they put him on a different drug and he got worse, but they x-rayed him every time, and of course, but it's only, you know, lower back and lumbar, and there's no lower neck. The dog can't extend either front leg, but he's walking around on them, but he doesn't have full range of motion, you know. So they wanted to know what x-rays I want. I said, well, let's get a lower cervical and the base of the skull. I said, let's make sure that I'd like a TMJ. And a lot of times I'll ask for the temporal mandibular joint, even though I know the chances of a primary problem being there are almost none. But if you take and get the TMJ of a dog in the film, chances are pretty good that you get COC1.
Right. Yeah, I hadn't thought of asking like that. I'll have to do that next time.
Yeah, see what happens. It'd be nice to get a TMJ joint with this dog and see what's going on. And
Right.
because it's, or you see half the atlas.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's all you need.
Interesting. Yeah.
That's
It'd
all.
sure be nice to have the whole thing.
It is. But when you see half of it, you know, and every other vertebra is like perfectly square on the film, and then the atlas is like, you're like, I wish I could see the rest of that, but I'm pretty sure that it's I don't know. And then you feel and you go, oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, are you glad you added chiropractic to your,
Yeah, very glad.
and is chiropractic, if you had to think about it, when you took the course, was it going to be a tool in your toolbox?
Well, I hoped so, but I didn't realize how much I would use it.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think, how, you know what I'm looking for here? Do you think that it matters your philosophy?
Does it matter to my philosophy? It kind of changed it from just the veterinary aspect. I feel like as veterinarians, a lot of times we miss things because we're not looking for it. And if you're not trained to look for it, you don't know that you've missed it. And so I feel like now I can at least put together a full picture of what's going on instead of half of it, which I feel like I was doing before.
Yeah. And so coming to ACEs where we teach philosophy, I mean, did you have any choice of whether you were going to learn philosophy when you came here?
No, we didn't. Because I probably would have been like, nah, it's good. So I'm glad you made us, because I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah. And we kind of just open up and
Yeah,
But-
it was okay.
yeah. Did you, so a lot of people, and we see, I'm just asking you, so, there's 5 stages of grief, right?
Mhm.
Denial and anger, and there's 5 stages of learning too. Denial and, okay. And sometimes we see students go through those 5 stages, and some of them get really angry because, did you go through those 5 stages?
I don't know if I was angry. I just felt like somehow I missed it. Either my professors missed it, which, I think was honestly a big part of it, because it just wasn't a big deal. And yeah, we did neuro, but we didn't do neuro like this. So I think they thought they were doing a great job, and I think they just missed a crucial step.
Yeah.
And so, so then I've wasted that many years not knowing and not seeing.
Yeah. And when we don't know what we don't know, then we don't know.
Right. Yeah.
As soon as you start to learn, you're like, oh, wow, this is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty significant. And so, yeah. And so that's one of the things that I see when I talk to veterinarians, or when I talk to even clients that have been to a different chiropractor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got chiropractic on my horse and it didn't work. So I came here because, you have a cold laser. Yes, we have a cold laser, but we won't use it on any animal that hasn't been adjusted by us 3 times. And they're like, what? Well, but the chiropractic didn't work. I said, I don't know. I have to adjust your animal 3 times before I'll use cold laser. Somebody asked me about ozone today. I think ozone would help. Yeah, maybe, but I would rather adjust your animal's spine 3 times.
Yeah.
And see if that helps, because I think that's a better use of your money.
Mm-hmm.
I think you've only got so much money that you're going to spend on treating your animals.
Yeah.
And I'm going to charge you for my time and my knowledge. And I know what my chiropractic adjustment's worth, and I know how many animals I can adjust in an hour. And so if I'm going to sit here and run ozone to your dog for 30 minutes, it's not cheap.
No.
Now, if your dog needs it, it's worth every penny. But the body should be able to heal itself if we stay out of its way.
Yeah. And I try to explain to people that the maintenance, just a little bit of maintenance with chiropractic, will save you a lot of work later. I try to keep them from going straight to injections, but of course all the veterinarians around here like to do that, which that's fine. But yeah, it's just, I just try to explain that if we can just keep them well adjusted, they need less injections or don't need them at all.
Yeah. So what's happened to your inventory cost since you started doing animal care?
It's a lot less.
Yeah.
I don't use as much of the Equiox. I don't use as much of the Banamine, just for other types of cases.
Right.
But
yeah. So
yeah,
what happened?
don't
So
do
what happened to your
like-
gross? What happened to your gross? Probably went down a little bit. But what happened to your net?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have to order. Like, I don't order every week like I was.
You don't pay a drug salesman anymore?
Right. Yeah. It's a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, if we look at what most veterinary clinics do, they're paying for at least, one half of some drug salesman's salary.
Yeah.
I mean, I called in the other day to order some dewormer for our horses, right? And they're like, "Who's your representative?" I'm like, "I don't know." Well, you should have two. You should have an inside rep and an outside rep. And I'm like, I don't think I do. Oh yeah. Well, so where are you at? And then they came back and they said, "Okay, well, yeah, I'm just gonna place your order." And I was like, because I do have an account with them. It's less than, with that particular company, it's less than $400 a year.
Yeah.
They don't, they're not assigning two reps to me. I'm sure at one point in my veterinary career, it was $400 a day.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. At least, but now it's that much a year. And they're like, "Oh, well, yeah."
Yeah. I haven't heard from a rep in at least a year.
Yeah.
From anybody.
Yeah. It's like,
works for me, but
yeah, it's kind of nice. But nobody said, "Hey, can we take you to dinner?" I had
I
one.
know they don't.
I did. I had one cold call me. Actually, she didn't cold call me. That got Dr. Amy first. She wouldn't hang up. Dr. Amy said she wouldn't hang up. So she finally said, "Well, come visit us. Well, Tuesdays are walk-in 1 to 6. Don't need an appointment. Just come in, and I'm sure you can talk to the doctor." So she came in, started telling me about how great her anti-inflammatory was. And I said, "Well, okay, that's fine, but first I'm going to adjust them. Second, I'm going to put them on an anti-inflammatory diet, because if every bite of food they eat causes inflammation, how much anti-inflammatory do I have to give them to just keep them on a level keel, But if we can do stuff to remove inflammation from their body on a daily basis, then maybe they don't need that. Run them. You should run them on this anti-inflammatory. And I'm like, "Oh, that makes so we can have career-ending injuries instead of just a slight sprain, right?" And
Yes.
they're like, "Oh, yeah." Expand on that a little bit if you want to.
Yeah, no, I had one that went to the finals in Vegas. A young girl rode this horse, and I had started to adjust him, and of course he's old and has been just run into the ground with very little maintenance. And so trying to convince them to do regular chiropractic on him, they finally started going to another veterinarian, and they just injected some stifles. And by the time they got done with their first run in Vegas, he'd blown his stifle, and that was the end. And they had to use their backup horse. And I was like, well, maybe if we would have been on a maintenance with chiropractic instead of running him on injections.
Yeah.
Which was a shame. That was a good horse.
I had a lady send me a picture of a horse that dislocated his coffin joint going around the third barrel. And my first question was, what drug was your horse running on? And she said, what do you mean? How do you know he's running on drugs? It was the footing. And I'm like, how hard is it to dislocate a coffin joint? And she said, well, what do you mean? And I said, well, let's watch the whole video. And so we went back and watched the whole video, and the horse stumbled going around the first barrel. And then kind of regained and then started running. And she says, well, yeah, I felt him stumble, but then it didn't seem to bother him because he just kept going. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's because he couldn't feel his feet.
Yeah, they'll do that.
And then when he went and stumbled the second time going around the third barrel, all the protection mechanisms were gone. And so he dislocated his coffin joint, which is really hard. I mean, I've tried to, we get to the chance to look at some horse cadavers every once in a while. And so shortly after that happened, I had a horse cadaver, and I was like trying to manually dislocate the coffin joint. I could not generate enough force any direction to dislocate the coffin joint. So I'm not, you have to have some pathology there first, which should say stop.
Yeah.
But it didn't. So anyway, what do you wish? So we talked a little bit about the veterinarians. We talked a little bit about animal owners. What do you wish all the up and coming veterinarians? What would you tell the young vet students?
I would tell them to go do extra training, do the chiropractic, get certified in that, acupuncture if you like it, whatever direction, because it really does give you a better understanding of the neuropathology and what different things we can do besides drugs to make them better, that they can heal themselves.
Yeah, I mean, when I graduated from vet school, at least, neurology was like, this animal is neurologic. It's got neural problems, and it was just like, oh well, I'm going to refer it to the neurologist, and and I can't tell you, I've adjusted a couple dogs on Friday afternoon, and they bring me like, we really want to go see the neurologist and get an MRI done because we think it's okay. I'll set you up an appointment, but I don't think you need it. And actually, the neurologist on one of them called me up and was mad at me for scheduling an appointment on a dog that was normal. And I'm like, well, it was paralyzed on Friday. And they're like, no, it wasn't. And I'm like, yes, it was. Well, what'd you do to it? And I said, well, I gave it a chiropractic adjustment. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay. Well, then do your MRI. And they're like, well, why? Where are we going to point the stuff at? Anyway, what part of the body should we MRI? Because we don't know. And I'm like, well, that's right. Chiropractic work, isn't it? But yeah, cool. So you took the food animal, you took the regular one.
Yep.
Have you paid it off?
Oh yeah.
Good return on your investment?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was. Very much. And like I said, it's like a food animal because I do it for all my show people, and once one person sees that you're adjusting so-and-so's goat, oh my goodness, there's a line.
Yeah, and it's like, and the kids, so we make the 4-H and FFA kids tell us what's wrong with their cheaper goat. They come back for rechecks.
Yeah. I have them tell me what they're seeing, what they don't like, what they think I need to work on. And they're the ones holding the animal, and they're the ones trying to get it to brace and look its best. They should know. And so especially the really good showmen, they know what's going on, so you can adjust them. And then I usually have them walk them around a little bit, take a little lap, and then set them up again. And they're like, oh yeah, that's better. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes I won't do anything. Just like pet them. Say, okay, we'll take them around for your lap. And especially if like mom or dad are there and they're thinking, well, maybe you're just taking money from the kids, right? You just, or somebody's there because, you're telling me my kid to bring their lamb in every 2 weeks, and you're just, it's a nice steady source of income for you, right?
Right.
And so I just pet them. So I take them around, and they'll be like, I said, okay, set them up. And did I get it? I don't think so. I think and I'm like, good, because I really didn't do anything. They're like, I'll be like, so then I'll adjust what I think needs to be adjusted, and and they'll set them up again. And I've got one, she's I think 8 or 9 at the time, and she literally the second time she set them up, she went, "It's me." I was like, yes. All right. And they come back all the time now, and it's and dad doesn't question it anymore.
Yeah.
And so if there's like no placebo effect, there's no,
Yep.
Because it works.
Yeah. No, my kids are good advertisement too. They go in and they win in showmanship or something, and then somebody's like, oh, my lamb just wasn't doing what it was supposed to be doing. And my kids are like, you should have my mom adjust it.
After the show.
After the show. Yeah. And so, yeah, they're really good advertisement, those two. So.
Yeah. That helps. So, all right.
Yeah.
All right. I need to get my show pig, my heifer, my dog, my horse adjusted. How do I get a hold of you?
You can call 307-941-1428.
Name of your practice is?
Weston County Veterinary Service.
All right. And what town are we in?
Newcastle, Wyoming.
Newcastle, Wyoming. All right. So if anybody's out there in Newcastle, Wyoming. How big of you said you have a loop.
I'll go as far as Sheridan. If I had enough, I'd go to Casper. So anywhere along the way.
Yeah. Set it up. Or people can haul into you.
Right. Yes, they sure can.
Yeah, I know. We have one lady that says she has people drive 3 hours to get to her. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So we do that. And so I have a place where I go to. It's 2.5 hours away, but they have a $2,500 minimum.
Oh, yep.
I don't have a trip charge. It's going to be at least $2,500, and
yeah.
They canceled last week, which was the first time in about 8 or 9 months that they canceled because she said, I just can't get enough people lined up. Yeah. So I'm going to have to drive to you. And I was like, well, the road does run both ways.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. She said, will you come for less? And I was like, no. Well, we're really busy. Yep. And I'm not. So, yes. So, anyway, yeah. All right. So, thanks for tuning in, everybody out there. If you're listening, remember the body heals one way only, above, down, inside out. Keep those atlases adjusted. We'll see you next time.
If you are or know a veterinarian or chiropractor, or a student of either of these professions, visit our website, Animal Chiropractic Education Source, to see how to become certified in animal chiropractic. Start improving the lives of the animals around you. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the ACES channels so that you never miss an exciting episode.